So I think I wanted to just get in a stream where we just kind of go over updates, things that we want to work on. I know I don't have anything in here. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to stream later today or tomorrow, so we do need to prepare topics for this next coming week. But I think I will be streaming for maybe four days. Then the weekend probably out, and then back on full schedule. So on my end, I've just been working on making a lot of shorts. This is what I've been doing essentially. Making shorts from previous streams. And we still need to figure out the YouTube TikTok workflow. When I say shorts here, I think it's really I'm making videos and shorts. I haven't posted any of the shorts yet, but the videos, I think we're going to keep a cadence up of some sort for videos posted to this channel. So videos like this, where I just keep taking clips from the stream, throwing them in there, and yeah, I just realized that I haven't been zooming in on some of the more recent ones I just made. Is that a problem? Probably not. So I'll just keep doing that until I come up to where we're at now. I'm at like the beginning of December right now, so I have 2 months of making videos from clips in the streams that I'm trying to find. I'm probably not finding all the good clips. I'm probably using clips that aren't as good as they need to be, but it's all that we have. So that's going to continue. I did release this. We still kind of need to do this. This isn't that important though. We'll figure this one out when it happens. There's always this idea of like, where are the communities that we should check out? That should always be a question. Referencing effort, this is always there, and I do nothing about this, so I need to make sure that this gets done, so we got to keep it in. I need to still do this. That's good. My theory of mind video, I never did this, and that's probably fine. We can just throw this till later, honestly. This is like a potential video. Maybe we put it in the framing section. I don't even know if it's an important video to make right now, honestly. Research comprehensive marketing plan. I never did this. This is what was supposed to be on there, the monetization plan. So we never did that. What we did do was, can I move this downward? Is there any way of moving this to the next month without doing this? So that could be Monday. Criteria of consciousness research. I'll just put that there. More consciousness stuff. This was this past week. Didn't stream yesterday. And then we need to talk about, okay, maybe we won't really need to work on the monetization stuff until Thursday, let's say. Then let's put on Tuesday. We have to start working on automatic behavior. And can I get... What we first need to do is we need to figure out the scope of this space. I think this will involve determining how much fits into automatic behaviors that are strictly human, and automatic behaviors that we each build for ourselves. And of course, the gray area in between. Really, we just need to know how we should organize this in our minds. Then perhaps we do biases someday. Maybe this will probably be a 2-day thing. So let's do it there. On Wednesday, let's just watch videos, honestly. Let's do more emotion regulation stuff. Continue watching the Dr. K video on this. I know I said we were going to watch videos today. That's unfortunate. And then, yeah, we're going to need to fill out this. Okay, we have a smaller month too. That's tricky. We'll figure it out though. Research comprehensive marketing plan. Yes. Reading the Embodied Cognition Handbook chapter on reproducibility crisis. I don't know if we need to do that. We've already done the other reproducibility discussion. I don't think I'm taking too much from the embodied cognition stuff for like fundamental foundations of this document, let's just say. Upcoming schedule. So February theme, biases and habits. So that's what we're going into now. But habits not as in... So we got habit and routine. So we should just do bias, automatic behavior. Let's just do that. Just call it what it is. Let's do that. And then let's cut down... let's move these guys. So why do I have a consciousness part 3? Active inference as a minimal theory of consciousness. Okay, so we kind of talked over that. We don't need to make a video on it. Research, competing drives, biases. All right, so we really don't have anything that we had specifically for that section or that month. So this leaves us with a small to-do list right now, which of course I don't always do, but let's add to it based on notes. We want to do a stream day. I want to ask, we have to continue with this predictive processing stuff because it's so important. How should we differentiate between the most fundamental view of predictive processing as pervasive within the brain or within individual neurons, and the specific discussion of salience in response to prediction error at specific parts of the brain in specific networks. In the document, I currently potentially inappropriately conflate the two. So we need to be mindful of that. And at some point, we should start doing document roasts where we start working through the document. Document roast, we want to do maybe just the prologue. We could get the whole prologue done, right? Yeah, I think that would be important. I think a lot of people that have joined the stream aren't aware of what we're actually trying to do in part one. I mean, perhaps they are aware of what we're doing in the entire document, but part one is quite specific. Prologue of part one. That's really important. Now, how do we want to go bold here? How do we want to do bolding? Make shorts from previous streams. But this loses out a lot of information. So do we want to just do that? Document roast is really important. This is really important. I don't know how we're supposed to do that. Okay. Let's not worry about bolding right now. All right, that was one thing. I have this idea of a replay buffer on Stream Deck. Oh, we should look into replay, not replay buffers. We want to look into auto markers. Marking stream moments via Stream Deck. Stream. This is not as important as... Okay, maybe we do stream activities as a... Stream activities. Let's start making this a little more organized. That could be bolded. And then we could put both of these things in there. This should not be higher up on the list. This is a stream activity. And I do want the document roast to be there, to be on stream. So perhaps we put that there. Now we've got content creation. Yeah, find out YouTube, research, determine. Part one, referencing effort, get citations in the document, write bibliographic complements for citations, yes. Huge. Okay, scene switching. I don't know if I'm going to use scenes much. There's really not too much of a need for me to switch between these scenes rather than just using this whole page. Granted, I need a scene for midstream, break, midstream, meditation. I want something there. And what else would we want a scene for? I think we're good for now. Format for rationale and feedback. That is, what does that mean? What does that mean? Format for rationale and feedback. What am I justifying right now? The rationale of something and the feedback for something. Maybe something on the document. Yo, Reclusi, what's good? Honest question, do you feel like creating these roadmaps are extremely helpful to you? Does it make you more productive? I personally feel like the time I would spend on creating a good roadmap like this would be better served actually just doing the tasks. I think each person's different in this regard. I don't know if this is related, but it seems like it might be related. But I have ADHD, so it seems like writing things down is really important for me to make sure that I don't forget it in the future. Also, I'm trying to juggle so many different things. There's so many different things we have to do for this channel, and then there's a lot of different things I have to do for just, you know, broader life and my job. So I do think that it does help us to organize this, because this is something I can now imagine in my head, and it's nice where we really could prioritize things that are here. But there's such low stakes here. Like, it's not like this is for a company. We don't have to do everything here. So, yeah, And it doesn't take much time. It was nice to categorize what we would do each month, but other than that, there's not much going on here. I think this type of day is good where I can just think through and reflect. I think that's actually one of the techniques that the document's going to explain for when we're pursuing our goals that is just helpful to just reflect on your progress and where you might want to pivot and where you want to go from there. Okay, yo, Daniel Enns, Stantelpiece, the mantelpiece. Nice. I'm also ADHD, oddly enough. That is why I'm scared of these things. I think I'd spend forever making the roadmap perfect, making the roadmap better to avoid doing the stuff on it. But that's just me. Maybe I should give it a... Yeah, I would say don't try to make it perfect at all. Just, the goal of this thing is so that you don't forget it. That's really it. Just write it down in a way that you can understand later. So as long as you can understand what you said, I'm struggling with that. I wrote, you came in here and I was trying to figure out what I wrote down, and that's on me. But yeah. And then also, this is kind of something I've been wanting to do, because every once in a while I'll start up stream and forget what I wanted to do during that stream. And I wish I had an idea of what to do, and really I always have a ton of ideas of what I could do on stream. I just never write them down. So another one is to read. We want to read through, this is a fun day, read through our philosophy posts. I should say recent, because we used to do that. We used to do that once like a month, so we have maybe a little bit to catch up on. Editing prospects. What does that mean? Editing prospects. And side projects. I don't know. Discord announcements page should not include Steam uploads. Yes, that's something I need to do. Remove stream uploads from Discord announcements. We have a Discord announcements channel, right? Channel that has currently an announcement for every single time I go live, and it just pollutes that page, because there's other announcements that we would probably want to stand out more so, like when I actually drop a video or when I say something, when I type something in there. We want a doc command. So these are things to do. These are like tasks, off-stream tasks. We want add a document and doc command, which should just give you a link to the document. I think that was it. I don't remember what side projects means, and I don't remember what editing prospects means. But that's all I had written down here. Now, I actually have other notes I had written down, but I'll go get those. So I'll be back in 1 minute, 30 seconds. All right. Now these notes might be more specific towards actual in the weeds content, so we'll see what we got here. I also remember a Discord bot, forget which one, that not only made your going live announcement, but it also removed it again when you went offline. I always thought that made announcements very neat. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, maybe we should look into that. Perhaps remove, perhaps delete message after stream ends. And I know that there are other Discord bots that actually can update the channel such that there could be a update the server such that there could be a channel, like a voice channel, that just shows when I'm live, even though it's not something that anyone can join, but it can convey that type of live information. Okay, we need to have a whole research sesh on the feeling of certainty. While the somatic marker hypothesis contributes to this view, we need to see if there are additional modern findings. Okay, that's something we would want to do in April. And this, I could start up a stream activities here. Or maybe we only organize into these categories when the month changes over. So we can just do stream. Need to have a whole, you know what, I should use ChatGPT here. I'm so happy about this. We need to have a whole research sesh on the feeling of certainty. While the somatic marker hypothesis contributes to this view, we need to see if there are additional modern findings. Boom. Okay. Nice. For the context of use stuff, we need to look into the circumstances as a crucial piece of this picture. This is where scarcity would be relevant. All right, we did that. We already went over that. Are you inputting notes from random thoughts during the day now, or just coming up with these? Yeah, these are just from random thoughts during the day now. Now, I might have written this one down already, but I don't see it. So let's get the note. For meditation month, we need to look into what is happening during mindfulness. Specifically, when one recenters on the breath, what is occurring? Is this not habitual? How does it result in the strengthening of top-down DMN inhibition? Now, granted, I think we've actually looked into that somewhat, but I think that should be a specific topic that we spend a whole day on. I put these on paper and not my phone. That's very... No, I put these on a tablet, but a e-reader tablet. So it's nice. I get to write via a pen, and it's not super bright, but I get unlimited pages. That, you know what? The other stuff, the other notes I was writing though were on paper. That I do have paper here. There is a reason why I have all these pens sitting around. I have these papers that I'll write notes on and then just throw them away when they're done. And then I've got unlimited paper on this tablet. Okay. Next. Oh, that is one of those that use basically zero battery when it's doing anything actively. Right. Yeah, though I think... So I like, when I read on this thing, I don't do the touch to change pages. I do you're allowed to actually like move your finger, and I think that takes up a significantly more battery, significant larger, I don't know. Just because if it needs to update the page very frequently, then it needs to run a lot more than it usually does. For this, I'm not sure. When you're writing on it, does it have to also update very quickly, and is that battery intensive? I'm not sure, but I guess, yeah, regardless, not having the backlight on really helps it out. But yeah, it was really, I got this thing so I could read before bed without messing up my sleep. All right, I'm getting a call that is going to be important for what happens in like an hour, so I need to respond to a text. Is it called e-ink? It is a e-ink one. I use the books Note Air C. I think this is it. So then the reason why I got this as opposed to like a Remarkable, that's another brand, tablet is that this is actually running Android, so I can still go on to Gemini if I wanted to and ask it something, or I can go on to Google Docs if I wanted to. I really just wanted something that was cheaper than my laptop that I could bring around as well. So if I was going somewhere, like if I was traveling, I would bring this and not my laptop, even though that sounds crazy. Okay, consider using Raspberry Pi for some sort of streaming compute. Yeah, I thought about this, but I don't know what we can use it for yet, but we always have that in the back of our minds. We need to investigate top-down attention, but also top-down intention. Right, so we did do that. We went into how to differentiate top-down attention from the conscious feeling of intending to do something, and then also thinking about intention at a more physiological, unconscious level of just straight-up dopamine. I had no idea those ran apps too. That's amazing. Might get one from my mom. Nice. Yeah, just keep in mind that it is very slow. Like it's a much worse user experience than like an iPad, because it really can't update the screen as quickly as you'd like. So it's much more difficult to do all kinds of operations just with your hand or your finger that you might want to do usually with a document type of tablet. Like if she doesn't care about the e-ink part, the browser, I mean, it's going to be a normal browser. It's just going to be like slower and it's going to look worse. But if you really care about if you really care about just getting the e-ink, then that's what you have to do right now. I think that's like one of the better options right now. So there's trade-offs. Yo, Daylight Stand is like a shiny Pokemon. That is true. It's rare that we're doing daylight, and it's usually just during the weekends. But unfortunately, I can't stream later, so I had to start now, and there's a chance that I have to get off. Oh, man. I'm being asked to go earlier than I was expecting. But I really don't have much lined up for the rest of this stream. I think I was just gonna go over these notes and then just prepare. And I think we've done a lot of prep for the next month. Automatic behaviors. We get to talk about how habits form. Oh, that was another thing we want to do. We want to talk about. We want to go into how appropriate is it to talk about habits of thought. I'll remember. I'll know what that means. But we need to figure out how we should think about all the types of different cognitive biases and everything that contributes to our automatic behaviors. Your Nietzschean penguin video is popping on. Is it actually? Or is it just getting slightly more views than normal? I think that it is funny though that that it's 208. Is it actually picking up steam? That's funny. I need to fill this up. I'm definitely streaming this month. There's nothing else going on. I'm just not going to be streaming next weekend, and then that might be it. Like then I might be streaming like every weekend. There's nothing in my real life calendar that's stopping me. Okay, what actually causes us to feel like we are doing something in the moment? Why would I write that down? Don't we know? Isn't that what the consciousness stuff told us? A video that covers the underlying mechanisms at an approachable level, and then the practical takeaway, then a follow-up on focus and mindfulness. Oh, this is more like we're doing something deliberate in the moment. Like, what is intention? That's really what the video would cover. Like, what is intention? Which is what we wanted to do in last month. We kind of got into that. So if we need to really go deep into that later, then we can. Anyone can only work with what we are conscious of. Right. Okay. I don't know why I wrote that. All right. Stream bots. When someone joins the stream, we can have a bot send them a summary of what we are currently working on. We can write these manually, or we can have live transcription and keep a cache of the last summary generated. I think that would be ideal. If we had a live transcription process on my machine, which could leverage my GPU, then it would just create a simple summary of like the last 30 minutes or so, very short, and it would cache that such that if anyone joined if anyone joined the stream, it would send them a whisper or something that says, hey, this is what's been going on, which I think would be a lot cooler than what people usually do when they join a stream, like a random stream that is new to them, which is they have no idea what's going on, or maybe they're new to it and they're just trying to figure out like what's the shtick here, and it might feel really nice for there to be a custom message that sends right to you telling you what's going on. So I'll have to look into that. That's late game stuff. Mindfulness checks during stream. I did talk about that and said maybe we have like a meditation scene that we can set up. Really, I don't know if it's going to be a long meditation. It's really going to be like we some of these streams we learn like complex stuff, and I am trying to actually learn these things. And we know that taking a break every like 40 minutes to just chill for like 30 seconds is really helpful for maximizing the information that you end up internalizing. So that would be nice. Whisper even at us might be a bit intrusive, but a bot could post a link in chat or something that implies it was for newly joined users. Oh, do you think that people would not appreciate the at? Well, so intrusive. It needs to be hidden to everyone else. Like it's something that's personal to the person who just joined. So even for like, this is not just for new people. Some lurkers are very lurky. Right. So they would. So that you're saying they don't appreciate being. Like I don't want to out anyone, right? I don't want the message to be public. I wouldn't even see this thing. Actually, would I see this thing? Do I see whispers? I don't see whispers, right? That would be a little weird. And it should be a bot sending it. It shouldn't be me sending it. So ideally this goes under the wraps. And yeah, I guess also for you all, like, would you appreciate if when you join the stream, it gave a small summary to you of what just happened? Now, perhaps this is opt in or opt out. We can figure that one out. I'm only just trying to imagine what I would appreciate when if I joined another stream, because I'm a lurker if I ever go to another stream, and it would be nice to just know what is being worked on or what has happened in the last 30 minutes. You know, like what has led up to this point. Why is right now significant? I think that's really what I'm trying to give to each person that joins this channel. Okay, continue mindfulness, Gemini, Convo. What is the interpretation of why mindfulness training has the effect it has? Okay, I think we did that. We need to add the fact of neural pruning to our discussion of development to point out the significance of adolescence. Now, this is not something not something to put in the roadmap. This is something I need to actually put in the notes for updating the formation of the development and social context, right? Socially embedded development across the lifespan. This is really important, and we do have this already in here, but I'll just put it here as well. We need to add the fact of neural pruning to our discussion of development. Like, it's not enough to just say that we learn a lot when we're babies. Like, we're just able to learn more. It's that literally we have all these neurons and we are pruning away neurons and sculpting this foundation on which we learn everything else in our life. So it's really important. There's a lot more I want to talk about with adolescence that I'm learning from this Sapolsky book. Discussion about the triune brain to iron out how we can speak about evolutionarily older regions while not insinuating strict triune. That's something we want to do. That I'm going to put actually in our roadmap. I want to do that soon. Okay. I think that was it. Those are all my notes. Actually, I have video idea. What does video idea mean? Okay. Okay, that's not good. All right, I think that's it for me. I think that's all I got to do. I have to apologize to, I forget the usernames of everyone that was here a few days ago, but I did say that we were going to be able to watch videos today, and unfortunately I don't think I can. So we need to make sure to watch those videos. We have to finish this Alex O'Connor interview, and I'm going to continue this Dr. K video, State of Mental Illness. I owe it to Dharmadam to finish the Does Consciousness Defeat Materialism video. And yeah, we'll have to finish these up before we pile on a bunch more. Maybe we can do this stuff this week. This was going to be the Watch the Dr. K video. This is going to be the, this is when we can add a bunch of watch and then watch videos. Okay, I also need, I need to get rid of that click. I'm now like editing a bunch of my old streams and I feel like the click is not going to be great in a YouTube video. Maybe it's possible that I can hear the click and no one else can hear the click, but I don't think we're going to need the click. Hopefully there's also going to be an active enough chat that I don't need to know when something happens after 30 seconds of nothing. Still find identifying the rascal funny. Where do I have identifying the rascal? Is that in here? Identifying the... No, I guess it's somewhere else. When you ask the AI about the Aweeb... Oh, I see. Identifying the rascal. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Was that... Did that become a... one of the stream summaries? Is that how that got... Did that get crystallized into history? It might have, yeah. I forget how long ago that was. How many days are we behind? Maybe like 3. And then I will make also, yeah, I should add that to the roadmap because I need to do it. We need the January summary Substack post. That's something I'll work on. Okay. Yeah, I guess the one thing I should point out, just an observation, is that there's just too much stuff to talk about. And I think the general idea is that provided we're just learning stuff, I think we're going in a forward direction. But I don't think it's going to be as satisfying as last year, where while we're going in this direction, we're constantly like finishing parts of the document and crystallizing the insights we've discovered in a very cogent way. I think this is just going to be a cluster of just figuring out the space. Like, this is an exploration year, maybe. But we'll see. Maybe I get a ton of extra time somehow, and I can start going in beast mode and crystallizing all the notes that we've prepared from previous months. Because really, we have a lot of good notes in for the stuff that we worked on in January, and while we have a ton of notes for the context of use stuff, I think that I'm going to work on that last, given that it's going to incorporate all the stuff we've discussed before then. Okay. I did clip it. Nice. All right. Well, sorry I can't stream later and for longer and watch videos and do fun stuff, but we will get to that stuff soon. Thank you for chilling, and have a good rest of the day, everyone. See you later.